back to Does Boxing. We back with another one. So we're gonna recap last night's or this past weekend's fights, and then we're gonna go into some news and notes. You know what I'm saying? Feel free to hit the like button. You know what I'm saying? Come on in, drop some comments. It's all good. We're gonna run down everything. I want to salute everybody coming through the building. You know what I'm saying? I appreciate all the support. Feel free to hit me on my social media as well. Twitter at OverJ, Instagram Does Boxing. It's all good. So we're gonna run it down. And of course, all the topics that I cover, I'm gonna have the timestamp in the description box so you can go straight to it. You know what I'm saying? Get what you need, and we can move out from there. So it's all good. You know what I'm saying? My man Dub, right side in the building. What's good with you, bro? Salute. Salute to you. So we're gonna recap. So first we got the UFC Fight Pass card. You know what I'm saying? All the guys that was on the A side won. It was headlined by Callum Walsh versus Benjamin Whitaker. This is the first time Walsh went the full distance, so you know what I'm saying, got some experience under his belt. Kim Kelly, he got a controversial decision. He won by unanimous decision over Delgado, but those scores was wide as hell. I don't know if you guys seen the fight. It was like it was an 8-round fight. They had like 80-72 for 2 cards. I thought it was a lot closer than that, but he got the victory. Kelsey Anderson, she got a unanimous decision. You know what I'm saying? In her fight, you know what I'm saying? And then Trinidad got a stoppage victory. So, you know, it was some good under the radar club show type of fights. It was on UFC Fight Pass. If you guys have that, you can always go back and catch it. You know what I'm saying? The replay and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? Andre in the building. What's good with you, bro? He said Virgil stands no chance. What's good with you, bro? Salute. Salute to you. All right, the Probox card. So 2 pretty good fights. This was the last chance tournament at 140. Castaneda versus Fernandez. That was a pretty good fight. I thought Castaneda got off to a good start. He had my man boxing, and then he hurt Fernandez in the mid rounds of that fight. But then he started to get tired, and then Fernandez started to come back, but a little bit too late. I thought it was a close competitive fight. They scored it to Castaneda, so he moves on to the finals. So that was a pretty good fight. In the main event, Antonio Moran versus Michael Dutchover. That was his one way. Antonio Moran established his jab and distance, you know what I'm saying? And he just basically dominated the fight. Dutchover couldn't get in, and he got hurt in the first round too. And after that, he was just on the outside of Moran's punches. So in the finals, we're gonna get Antonio Moran versus Kendo Castaneda. So that's a pretty good fight too. So we'll see. And those guys is fighting for 50,000 and a world ranking. So at 140 pounds, that's a deep division. So we'll see. So this the zone card. Real quick recap. Basically all the young prospects got a victory. I want to touch on Conwell, Karen Conwell. Now, Karen Conway. Now he has a fight scheduled on the Canelo Triple G undercard versus Emma Williams. So he had like a little tune-up fight. And I think he came in like 168, a little bit over 168. So he just keeping in shape and whatnot. So hopefully he should be able to make the weight against Ammo. That's a middleweight fight on the Canelo undercard. So he got a victory, got a knockout victory. You know, a lot of these young guys are just making a showcase. I like how Hopi Price looked. You know, so I like Hopi Price. He all right. Campbell hadn't got a victory on the card. He get a lot of bump. You know what I'm saying? Thompson. Now Thompson, he was a cruiserweight prospect. I was telling everybody to look out for. He was boxing real well, and then like in the 10th and final round, he got dropped. At the final seconds, the final bell, he was dropped. So he had to get up to salvage the victory. He ended up making it. You know what I'm saying? But that was crazy. So that's a learning experience for him. Johnny Fisher, he got the knockout victory. You know what I'm saying? Straight right hand. You know what I'm saying? Dropped him. He's still a work in progress, but you know, I like to see him stay active. Big heavyweight prospect. The rematch between Farias and Ryan, that was a totally different fight than the first fight. You know, so in the first fight, Sandy Ryan was trying to use her size and stuff to kind of bully Farias, the veteran, but that shit didn't work. She ended up getting outworked herself. And then this fight right here, Sandy Ryan was using her range and distance. She was boxing, using her jab. You know what I'm saying? She was countering everything. She was sharp. Her movement was nice. And I thought she won pretty clear. The judges had it close, like 96, 94. I thought she maybe won 8 or 9 rounds. So that's good for her. She had to get that get that win back, you know what I'm saying, and get things back in order because she's trying to fight for a title pretty soon. The main event, Dalton Smith, and then Dalton Smith versus Mason. Man, Dalton Smith is nice. He's probably one of the best prospects in UK boxing. He real nice, real smooth with it, patient. He got a hell of a straight right hand. He was boxing real well. You know, he hurt my man a few times. Then he ended up dropping him. I think it was in the 4th round. He dropped him. I was thinking he was going to jump on him, like some of the young fighters jump on him and try to blow their load out, but he didn't. He stayed back and he was real patient. And he ended up getting a knockout. The knockout came to him. He landed like his straight right hand, like when he landed a 1-2, that right hand that's coming behind it, that shit is nice. You know what I'm saying? He putting guys out with that. So he's another one, man, to look out for. He won I think it was a British title he won. He's good, man. I think he can do some things at 140. Not sure if he's world level yet, but you know, they go through their progresses in the UK, you know what I'm saying? The British, the Commonwealth, the European, you know. So he can establish that. I think he can do some things, but he can be a world champion. He got that type of talent. You know what I'm saying? So yeah. So that was a decent prospect cards if you guys into prospects. Moving on to Michael Conlan. Michael Conlan returned after that highlight reel knockout loss he suffered against Leigh Wood. He fought Miguel Mariaga. This was a fight Conlan dominated. He boxed southpaw the whole fight. He scored 3 knockdowns. All of them except the last one was maybe controversial. He was landing the punch, but my man was slipping all over the ring. He ain't have no traction. I'm talking about Mariaga. So I mean, they scored 3 knockdowns, but Conlan, this is a good bounce back fight for him. I thought he dominated, and he need this because he can get some big fights too. He's a big draw over there in Ireland, so maybe he can entice some people to come over there and fight him. So that was a big bounce back. A lot of the prospects got victories on their card. You know what I'm saying? Karen Malloy, he got a body shot knockout. Kurt Walker, got a victory. You know, all the prospects, Patty Donovan, those top ranked guys. Tyrone McKenna ended up getting edging out Chris Jenkins in a fun fight. That was probably one of the best fights of the weekend. I actually thought Chris Jenkins won that fight. That fight was in the phone booth, but they gave it to Tyrone McKenna. That was on this card. So yeah, that's what it was. Moving on to the Golden Boy show. Charles D, what's good with you, bro? Salute. So this is the start off with the prelims with this is the undercard of Ortiz versus McKinson last night. Ramirez, he had a tough fight, him and Bonilla. You know what I'm saying? That was a good little scrap on the undercard. And that was on the YouTube portion before the main card started. You know what I'm saying? These young guys was going at it. You know what I'm saying? That was a pretty good fight. My man Ramirez got the victory in that one. You know what I'm saying? Carlos Nava, he got a victory too over Hernandez. Good TKO victory in the 4th round. You know what I'm saying? So I like how they be showcasing these prospects. You know what I'm saying? Alice Martin versus Hank Lundy. That fight was, I ain't gonna lie, that shit was kind of boring. It started off pretty good because Lundy dropped him in the 1st round. So I was thinking, you know, Lundy, you know, saying about to turn back the clock, but it was just a basic tactical fight. You know what I'm saying? Those guys was wrestling in the ring and shit. There was a lot of crazy stuff going on, but they gave it to Alice Martin. They had it wide too, like 2 rounds, like 8 rounds to 2 or some shit like that. I thought it was much closer. So it is what it is. Alice Martin get the victory. Maybe he get in line for another fight. You know what I'm saying? Maybe another because I guess they gonna use him as a step up guy because he fought McKinson in his last fight. So maybe they'll use him again. But that fight, that's not a fight I'd tell anybody to go back and watch. You know what I'm saying? Let me see. So Schofield, Floyd Schofield, he had a good victory too. This is he made his not top rank. He made his Golden Boy debut. You know, he's a good looking prospect. You know what I'm saying? Fast hands. He got good hand speed. Good. He's nice, athletic kid. Probably the only thing he was just rushing a knockout. He probably could have got a knockout early. Ended up getting one like late in the fight, like I think it was the 5th round. But he probably could have got one earlier if he would have settled down. You know what I'm saying? So he's good though. You know what I'm saying? Good lightweight prospect. I'm gonna see how they're gonna move him. You know what I'm saying? How Golden Boy gonna move him. But I mean, he got a good future though. You know what I'm saying? So salute to him on that. He said Kid Austin looked pretty good. He looked anxious. Yeah, he wanted to impress everybody. Yeah, he did. I like him though. He can fight. I think a little bit more season with running shields, he'd be good. Now to the main card, so Beck the Bully, he do what he do. He scored a body shot knockout. Really, he scored like 3 knockdowns, and he ended up stopping them. The referee stopped it. Jana something like that. But that was one-way traffic. Yo, Beck is a problem. You can tell that Beck learned from that Rosado fight. He's not just jumping in; he's pacing himself. But him when he sit down and go to the body, it's something different. You know what I'm saying? He getting guys up out of there. So I mean, Beck, he can put himself in line for another big fight. I know he want to get the Rosado fight back. Maybe a Shane Moses Jr., who's campaigning at 168 right now. Maybe that's a fight for him. We'll see. Mo Hooker versus Blair Collins. This is the fight that had like the most drama in it. You know what I'm saying? This fight was crazy. And I thought coming into the fight, it was a good fight for this card. Hooker versus Blair Collins, but it ended up being the most drama-filled fight. That body work was crazy. Yeah, it was, bro. It was crazy. Mo Hooker, you know what I'm saying? He came in like he didn't have no legs. He looked like a shot fighter. Let's just keep it a buck. He didn't do nothing. It didn't look like the old Maurice Hooker, but he's still straight up in the air and stiff. Other than that part, you can tell he didn't have no legs. His head wasn't in the game. You know what I'm saying? Blair Cobb scored a first round knockdown, you know what I'm saying? Hit him with a right hook, hurt him. Then in the second round, he dropped him twice, and that was pretty much the fight. But I thought Mo Hooker could have got back in there if he would have just kept the jab going. And he wasn't cutting off the ring. He'd never been a guy that can cut the ring off. So he needed to do that in that fight because Blair got some athletic ability and he can move around the ring. But I give Blair some props too because he came in with a solid game plan, the box, jump in. He was countering all night. You know what I'm saying? And Mo Hooker just didn't have nothing for him, Let's just keep it a book. He didn't have shit for him. He was just trying to land some big shots, and he didn't have no legs. He didn't come in no shape. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know the I know he was grieving because his mentor passed, and they were saying like he ain't trained or he wasn't sleeping or some shit. So I don't know. Don't know the full details, but shout out to Blair Cobbs though. He got the victory. He could cut the ring off. Yeah, his chin. Yeah, that's how he always fight though. He always fight with his chin straight up in the air. He's stiff, and yeah, he just I don't know. He's done, I think he's done. I think it's time to get out the sport. He gonna get hurt. They're about to flee. They're about to feed Blair the Virgil. We'll see. We'll see. I mean, the first telltale sign of that if Blair comes into any of these rankings. Right now, he's unranked, so we got to look out for that. Hey, Diaz in the building was good, swinging through, and yeah, Hooker came in overweight and everything. Might be time for him to retire again. Drop. Yeah, that was crazy. Yeah, he don't got no legs. Yeah, it looked like he didn't even train for the fight, but yeah, you can't take away from what Blair did though. He needed that too because he's coming off that knockout loss to Rocha. So that's what's up. The co-main Marlon Esparza versus Ava Guzman. That was a good fight though. It was like a one-sided competitive fight. Like I thought Esparza probably won all the rounds. It's just Ava was just too small. You know what I'm saying? Marlon was kind of she was sharp. She was sharp. I like how she was using her shoulder for defense. I like her right hand. She was timing the right hand. She was getting her jab going. She's just a bigger fighter. She's crafty. She got a lot of experience fighting in the amateurs and stuff like that. So she know how to win fights. So if you're not like a big time puncher, you're not gonna really, bother Marlon Esparza. But that was a good victory for her. Guzman came into the fight like on a nice winning streak. She had if you look at her resume, she had 11 KOs and 19 wins. So like she can punch a little bit. But that was a good fight though. It was a good fight. Both of them came to fight though. It was a couple of stretches they were just sitting down banging. You know what I'm saying? He said that was a hell of a scrap. Yeah, it was. It was a good fight. So Esparza, so now what's next for her? She's looking for the WBO champion. You know what I'm saying? She's trying to unify at 112, so we're gonna see. And she's the main priority for women's boxing on Golden Boy since Sinisa Estrada just went to top rank. So we'll see. All right, the main event, Virgil Ortiz versus Michael McKinson. I like this fight for Virgil because it was a different style of opponent. It was a southpaw who was kind of crafty and know how to kind of like get through rounds and stuff like that. So I kind of figured it was gonna go late in the fight. He said that was the best fight on the card. That was a good fight. Yeah. The Hooker and Kyle's fight had the most drama though. You know what I'm saying? But that was probably the best fight. Yeah, I'm with you. So me coming in, I like the fight because I know McKinson is a decent boxer, and it was a style, it's a southpaw. And if you're gonna do anything in this division, welterweight division, you gotta know what to do with southpaws. You got Boots, you got Bud, and you got Spence. So three guys at the top, you're gonna have to see. You know what I'm saying? So I thought he kind of I thought the first round went to McKinson. I thought he was standing his ground, but I think he was maybe I thought he could have used his movement a little bit early in the fight. I think that's what he messed up at trying to stand his ground. With no punching power, that's kind of hard to do. You know what I'm saying? And I thought he got the first round, but after that, when Virgil got the head clash and started bleeding, I thought Virgil was kind of rushing his work. Everything was hard. Like he was trying to get the dude up out of there instead of just kind of taking his time and getting the groove and getting into the fight. McKinson was doing some good stuff defensively early. It's just the size, and you can see the size and the power start to break him down. You know what I'm saying? He got dropped in the eighth round with a body shot. That was nice, but that shit was good. He was chopping down the tree. You know what I'm saying? And then in the ninth round, he came out and he got hit with another body shot. I think he hurt his hip or something like that. Looked like he hurt his hip. I seen him limping and stuff like that. But that's a good victory for Virgil. Me, when a guy go, this is the furthest he ever been in his career in a fight. He went to the ninth round. I'm not the one to say he got exposed. Now, did I see stuff that I noticed that other guys can capitalize? Of course. I like the fight though. This is a workmanlike performance to me against a guy that's crafty, that give you something to worry about as far as the there's something you have to figure out. I thought he got the job done. So I ain't mad at the performance. This was a WBA eliminator. Virgil is number one in the WBA, number one in the WBO. I think he's number two in the WBC, and he's like three in the IBF, and number two is vacant. So he basically number two. So as far as is he gonna get an opportunity and get a mandatory, but his mandatory is not due until May 2023. Super champion rights. You know what I'm saying? They get 18 months after they make a mandatory defense, which was showing poorly in November 2021. You know what I'm saying? Y'all do the math. You feel me? So he probably ain't gonna get ordered that fight. Not yet. Maybe next year. So he probably get another fight in this year. The WBA, he won an eliminator, but who did he want an eliminator for? They got two champions in the WBA at welterweight, Spence and then Stanionis. So is that a mandatory for Stanionis? Stanionis is the mandatory for Spence. So you know what I'm saying? It's confusing. IBF, Boost is the number one guy, but that's not gonna get called yet. I mean, I'm pretty sure all the sanction bodies are just chilling and holding back on ordering any mandatories because they're trying to see the big fight happen, and they don't want to get in the way of that. So I do know that. So I don't think nothing gonna get called right now. Wasn't that impressed with Ortiz? He looked too eager for the KO. Yeah, I mean, I was impressed with him because I knew about McKinson coming to the fight. I knew what McKinson can bring to the table. Nobody ever like McKinson don't lose many rounds in fights. And after the first round, I don't think he won any. So me knowing how McKinson fight, I was impressed with that. Now maybe he could have been a little bit more patient with his work, with his jabs and straight right hands, and everything was hard. I think he probably was pressing. So I agree with that part, but I'm impressed with it, honestly. PDH Big Dog in the building. What's good with you, bro? Salute. He said Ortiz Jr. versus Bud was talked about, but Virgil ain't ready for that work. Yeah, that's not gonna be next for Virgil. Virgil probably take another fight. Makes sense to face another softball or the best available contender. You know what I'm saying? If we can get Stanionis, that'd be perfect. I'm not so sure because I got some stuff about Stanionis coming up in this live. But we'll see. My man said Blair Cobbs earlier. I mean, we'll see. Like I said, Blair Cobbs coming to some new rankings. We'll see. King mentioned the building. What's good with you, bro? Alexis Rocha. That's a possibility. Alexis Rocha, he won a WBO regional title. I think he's like number 11 in the new WBO rankings. That's possible. Yeah, easy fight to make. So it was a good weekend of boxing, though. It was boxing on everywhere. So that's what it is. All right, we're going to move to some news and notes. First one up, we got Joyce versus Joe Parker. That fight is finalized September the 24th, you know what I'm saying, in the UK. What's that? Boxer, Queensberry, BT, they all got together and made this fight happen. And this is a fight that's necessary and should be next. You know what I'm saying? I like to see what Golden Boy Promotions does with Virgil. Not a fan of how they move their fighters. Virgil probably, to me, I think it probably face a southpaw. You know what I'm saying? Another one just to get used to that again. But we'll see. We'll see what they do. But I'm pretty sure he's going to be back sometime this year. He got to. I mean, this is his first fight in the year. He's been out of the ring for a minute. But yeah, so this fight right here made the most sense. I did a breakdown of this. I did a live about this, about Joe Joyce, Process of Eliminations, a new series I got going on the channel. Where I talked about who should be next and who I'm picking. I picked Otto Wallen because I was basing off Joseph Parker just signing with Boxer and Sky Sports. You know how these networks don't want to work together, but they did. They proved me wrong. I appreciate it because looking at the rankings, these guys is 1 and 2 in the WBO. They 2 and 3 in the WBC. It makes sense. You know what I'm saying? It's the next best fight to have if you're not fighting for a world title. You feel me? So they got it done. I like the fight. Both guys. I can see both guys how they can win the fight. I like Joyce in the fight because I think he's relentless. He's just relentless. He's slow, yes, but he's relentless, and a lot of people not stopping that. Like, you got to time him. I think Parker, if he right, he can time a Joyce coming in with a right hand or some hooks or something like that. But Parker really hasn't been looking that great. You know what I'm saying? Both guys got some good chins. I think I would give Joyce the edge on that because I never seen Joyce hurt. I seen Parker down and buzz. I seen him down, but he never was like hurt like that. So I like the fight though. It's basically for the mandatory spot in the WBO because the WBO is up next. You know what I'm saying, for Usyk and the AJ winner. So we'll see. I like the fight though. These sanctioned bodies better start pressing that mandatory. If that bud, I think if it don't happen, then they will. So I think it makes sense for them not to press it now because we don't know. You don't want to put no impediment in making and stopping that fight from happening because I already got enough roadblocks as it is. So I'm pretty sure they getting it in order. If you you look at the rankings, they getting it in order. Keith Thurman won eliminated in the WBC. Boots, he got the IBF route. Virgil got the WBA and the WBO, whichever one he want to go down. So, and then Stanionis, if Spence was to vacate and move up or something, he gonna get elevated to the full champion. So they working. They just gotta put themselves in position. But I don't want them to order nothing if if it's gonna mess up this fight because there's already enough shit going on with it. That's just my perspective. All right, moving on. Next one we got. So the WBA, they order some purse bids coming up, as you guys can see right here. A little document that the WBA put out. So we got in the featherweight division, Leo Santa Cruz and Leigh Wood. Yo, this shit is like a soap opera. The saga continues, right? So it's a 75-25 split for the regular and the super champion and the regular. Super gets 75, regular gets 25. So the purse bid is August the 12th. I don't think this is gonna even go through. You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna talk about what's next for Leo, and then I'm gonna get on Leigh Wood next. But Leo Santa Cruz is gonna fight Ray Vargas next. Unification. He gonna fight him next. Now, if they prove me wrong, we'll see. But what I'm getting and everything that I'm learning, Santa Cruz is gonna face Ray Vargas. So sometime this year or maybe top of next year, a unification on PBC. And then they got another one. Another purse bid they ordered. This at 140 pounds. So number 4 versus number 5. O'Hare Davis versus Sandor Martin. This is an eliminator. So the winner of this will be in line to get the winner between Playo versus Akhmadev, who's fighting August 20th on the AB undercard, AB Figueroa undercard. So they'll be in line. So the winner of that fight, they gotta fight Ismail Barasu right after that. And then the winner of this one, 4 versus 5, then they're gonna get opportunity. So basically the winner between Playo and Akhmadev got 2 back-to-back mandatories. You know what I'm saying? So this both of these purse bids is going down next Friday, August the 12th. So stay tuned. Y'all should hear some information about that. All right, now leading on to Leigh Wood. So Leigh Wood is looking like he's not gonna take that purse bid or he's not gonna fight Leo Santa Cruz next, right? He's not gonna fight Leo Santa Cruz. So here's his options. You got Mauricio Lara, you know what I'm saying? And then you got Kiko Martinez. So those are the 2 options. He got a fight date. You know what I'm saying? If you're gonna fight Leo Santa Cruz, how you already got a fight date? You know what I'm saying? Nobody won no purse bid. So that just tells you everything you need to know. So September 24th, that's Leigh Wood's date. It's gonna be one of these 2 guys. So if that happens, that means Leigh Wood would not be the regular champion no more, because he basically pulled himself out of the negotiations with Leo Santa Cruz. So it would just be one champion, one WBA champion at the featherweight division. That's what we all been asking for as boxing fans anyway. Mauricio Lara is like number 3 in the IBF. Kiko Martinez is number 4, former world champion. So it's going to be between one of these 2 guys. Now, if you probably go on BoxRec or something like that, you may see Kiko. He have a fight scheduled for September 24th. That can easily be scratched off, and you can see Leigh Wood. So we're going to see. We should hear something pretty soon. You know what I'm saying? We should hear something pretty soon. Mauricio Lara is the most dangerous fight. You know what I'm saying? We've seen what he did to Josh Warrington. Now, the reason why it makes sense to fight one of these 2, because Warrington, he has a mandatory coming up. When he's fit and able to fight, he got Luis Alberto Lopez. Lopez got a fight coming up the 20th, August the 20th on that red undercard. And he should win that fight. When he win that fight, the IBF going to order him versus Warrington. You know what I'm saying? So it makes sense for Leigh Wood to try to get one of these guys' rankings. Like I said, Lara is number 3 in the IBF. Kiko is number 4. That way you can have a big showdown if Warrington beat Lopez. You know what I'm saying? That'd be a big-time fight. Leigh Wood and Warrington over there in the UK. That's what they're telling me. It's a big-time fight over there. So we'll see. So stay tuned for this. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, that's gonna happen. They don't want the Lara smoke. Man, we'll see. They're trying to get him though, because Lara, his team, they trying to fight. They're trying to fight in October in Mexico on the undercard of Sonny Edwards versus El Rey Martinez. That unification at 112. That's supposed to be October 22nd. So Lara trying to get on that, but you know they trying to get him for Leigh Wood. So we'll see. I'm thinking it's gonna be Kiko. You know what I'm saying? So we'll see. All right, moving on. Jack Catterall. So Jack Catterall then signed with Boxer and Sky Sports. Look at that. You know, the significance of this is it means that the rematch with Josh Taylor is pretty much done. You know what I'm saying? When he do this, it may not be for the both of the titles that my man has though, because the IBF is trying to strip. Well, the parties that's trying to fight for the interim title, trying to get them to strip Josh Taylor so they can fight for the full title. More on that later. But yeah, so it basically means they're gonna fight maybe November or whatever, the end of this year. And it also means the lawsuit that Probellum has against Boxer is basically settled. You know what I'm saying? Because they was trying to sue Boxer for for some comments they made about linking Probellum, who Catterall is with, linking Probellum with Daniel Kinahan. And then all the legal paperwork, you know what I'm saying, you haven't seen Probellum's name in there. So they're trying to, clear their name. So seeing Jack Catterall sign with Sky Sports and Boxer mean they done settle that. You know what I'm saying? So I think they should have ran that fight back anyway because they were so close. It was real controversial. it's a shame that it can't be for all the titles. That's crazy. You know what I'm saying? I believe Jack Catterall deserved the fight for all the titles because I thought he won the fight. It was razor close, but I thought he won the fight. So we'll see, man. But this is, when they make moves like this, it's pretty much right on the wall, though. So we'll see. You know what I'm saying? Let me see, my man Gregory Carmichael in the building. What's good with you, bro? Appreciate that link. Oh yeah, no doubt, bro. All good. Salute to you. All right, so moving on. So Liam Smith got a fight coming up. Hassan, he fighting Hassan Mwakinyo. I don't know his last name, but I remember Hassan beat Sam Egerton back in the day. You know what I'm saying? I remember that was an upset victory. So, Liam Smith signed like a 3 or 4 fight deal with boxing and Sky Sports. So, you know what I'm saying? He's back. You got good light heavyweight fight. Dan Aziz versus Shakan Peters. That's a good fight. You know what I'm saying? Adam Aziz is on the card. That's another up and coming prospect over there. John Dockery, he left Matchroom, so he's fighting on this card. You know what I'm saying? So this is September the 3rd. I think it's in Liverpool. So, you know what I'm saying? This is a pretty decent card. This got a hell of an addition, though. Natasha Jonas she's trying to unify with the WBC champion. Natasha Jonas is a WBO champion at 154. And then you got Patricia Berghult is the WBC champion at 154. So they just made this fight, man. This is a good fight right here. And it was kind of came out of nowhere. So salute to them for making this. You know what I'm saying? Berghult is like 5'10", 5'11". She's tall, long, and rangy. Like to fight on the outside and box. Natasha Jonas is a boxer puncher. She proved that she can carry her power up because she knocked out, to win the title, she knocked out Chris Namus in the second round. And she had a hurt in the first round. So we'll see. So they're looking out for Natasha Jonas. And this makes sense because she's basically on the back end of her career, like 38, something like that, I believe. So this is a good fight. Berghult is like maybe 28. She's a younger fighter. And she's a bigger, taller, longer, everything. She got all the size advantages. But, Tasha Jonas got the power. So we're going to see. So that's a good fight. So they got potential to make some big fights in this division. You know what I'm saying? At 154. You got the IBF champion, Marie-Eve Declare. You know what I'm saying? She may fight. Because, okay, let's go back a little bit. Berghult was supposed to face Cecilia Brækhus next week, actually, August the 13th. That fight got canceled. That card got canceled. That was the Oscar Rivas card. He's supposed to defend his Bridgerweight title versus Rosansky. That fight is off. So, I mean, they found the way, you know what I'm saying, to get Berghult. So that's what's up. So that leaves Cecilia Brækhus. She need a fight. So maybe she faced the IBF champion, Marie-Eve Declare. That makes sense to me. That's a big fight, you know what I'm saying, in that division. And then we're going to segue. The WBA champion, we got Hannah Rankin. It looked like she's going to make a title defense versus Terry Harper, who will be moving up 3 weight divisions from 35 to 54. So, you know what I'm saying? That says a lot when you're willing to move up those weight classes to go after the champion. You know what I'm saying? They didn't pick Tasha Jonas, or they didn't pick somebody. They picked Hannah Rankin, so they believe they can win. That's a pretty good fight. The size does matter, you know what I'm saying, in this fight. I like the fight, but, the size could play a part in it. We know Terry Harper got stopped by Alicia Baumgartner at 130. So, of course, we're going to say, well, Hannah Rankin should be able to stop her at 154. Not so fast to me because, the weight cuts and women's body is different to me. Terry Harper, if she had to cut that weight, if she had to cut a lot of weight, that means she probably was cutting from 150 to get to 130. So if she come in at like 150, all she got to do is come in above the welterweight division. So she can come in at 148, and this is a super welterweight fight. You know what I'm saying? So I think this is going to be good for her, actually. She's tall. I think she might be even taller than Hannah Rankin. So it may not even look that crazy, seeing these two girls stand next to each other. But this fight is supposed to be made pretty soon. So, like I said, that 154 division for the females, it should be getting hot and heavy too. So, yeah, that's what's up. It's a couple of fight cards that got announced. This is a Shobox card from Atlantic City. You know what I'm saying? This is September the 9th. This is a pretty good card too. You know what I'm saying? You got Shannard Bunch. She's going to headline versus Rodan. Sanya versus Torres, Boca Chica versus Villa. We seen Bunch versus Boca Chica not too long ago on Showbox. That was a controversial fight. I thought Bunch won that fight. They scored it a draw. But I always like Showbox because they match up these guys pretty tough. The combined records of these 6 fighters is 110, 3, and 3. You know what I'm saying? So that's a hell of a some hell of a records, you know what I'm saying? Just if you want to look at how these guys match up. So stay tuned for that. It should be coming up pretty soon. You know what I'm saying? Labor Day week, you know what I'm saying? September the 9th on Showtime. We got another one that got announced. So this guy right here is Arslenbek Mamedov. He's like 6'5", 260, heavyweight. He fights out of Canada. So he's going to face Carlos Takam. That's September the 16th. So this is a step up for Arslenbek. You know what I'm saying? He's like 13. Oh, I forgot his record. I know he got all knockouts. I want to say 12-0, 12 knockouts. It's something like that. So he knocking everything out. He big, strong, got fast hands, and he coming to fight. And Takam, you know, he a crafty, you know, kind of be a boxer, puncher, kind of lull you to sleep. But Takam, I don't believe he had a win in a while. Since who? I know he got stopped by Joyce last year. And he was doing well in that fight. I think his last win was against Jerry Forrest, I believe. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe he had a little in between fight. But that's a good fight for Arslenbek though. That's a veteran in the sport. So we'll see. That's September 16th. That's in Montreal, Canada. All right. So yeah, I talked about this earlier, but shout out to the PBC podcast. They had Cody Crowley on. He was talking about he trying to get the fight with Stanionis. Now I heard on the streets by some multiple, you know, credible sources that he turned down Boots, or he asking for a lot of money to fight Boots for the IBF interim title. He's ranked in the IBF. So he was talking about facing Stanionis. It makes sense to me. Logistically, it makes sense. These guys on the same schedule. They fall on the same card. You know, they both was on the Spence Ugas on the card. He picked up victories. You know, Cody Crowley beat Josita Lopez. Stanionis beat Buteyev. So, you know, we remember that. You know, Cody Crowley is a southpaw, aggressive southpaw. You know what I'm saying? He ain't really boxing too much. He trying to come get you. You know, like I said before, if you're gonna go in this welterweight division, you gotta know how to deal with these southpaws. You got some elite southpaws at the top. So it makes sense for that standpoint. So we're gonna see if it comes together. I can see this on the undercard of Spence versus Crawford. It makes sense, you know what I'm saying, for that card. Welterweight, keep some welterweights on that card. So we're gonna see how everything transpires. But I think this may be the fight. Now I know Virgil just won an eliminator, and he may be the mandatory for Stanionis, but I'm not sure if that's gonna be next, because I think Stanionis got some insurances and stuff like that. He stepped aside to allow Spence versus Ugas. If Spence don't fight Bud next and he's still campaigning at 147, he got to fight Stanionis. You feel me? So I think his next fight gonna be on PBC just for that. Just knowing that, I think that's the route he gonna go. So we're gonna see. Crowley, yeah, he do look like him. Crowley looks like Caleb Plant Jr. Yeah, he do. Yeah, he do. So we're gonna see, man. He said, "Who could Boots fight if it isn't Crowley, man?" I don't know, man. We gotta see. I know I don't know. I'm looking at the IBF rankings. You know, a guy like Ivan Golub stands out to me. The number 4 ranked guy, his name Karen. I don't know. You gotta look him up. His name is Karen. He's number 4 in the IBF. I don't know. I thought Cody Crowley makes sense to me for that fight with Boots, but I don't know. They gotta be creative. You know, I know they wanted to do Keith Thurman, but I don't know if that fight gonna happen. Just keep it a buck. So we'll see. All right, moving on. So Sebastian Fundora, he got a fight date coming up, October the 8th, Carson, California. I don't have his opponent yet. Me guessing and looking at it off first glance, I would say Tony Harrison. Makes sense. Tony Harrison won the WBC silver title on that undercard of Fundora versus Lubin. It makes sense. He's number 1 Fundora is the interim champion. That makes sense to me. But we'll see. I don't know if Tony Harrison is actually in camp right now. I know he's trying to get Alicia Baumgartner ready for her big fight, September the 10th versus Michaela Mayer. I know he's in the camp with her, make sure she's right. So I'm not sure if he's focused on his stuff right now. I had to throw that out there. I'm not sure what's going on with that. But yeah, Fundora, good to see him back though. Fundora always get fights. You know what I'm saying? So we'll see. If it's not Fundora, it could be shoot. You gotta look at the WBC rankings, you know what I'm saying, and see who PBC has. We'll see. It may not even be Tony Harris. It may be somebody else. You know what I'm saying? So we'll see. But he do have that date though. He's gonna headline that date. So him headlining let you know they trying to push Fundora, and that may put him in a good position to get the winner between Charlo versus Tim Tszyu. So we'll see. Fundora versus Harrison would be a banger. That'd be a good fight. Tony would be tactical, counter punching, walking, setting traps. Fundora would be coming forward, trying to beat the will out of Tony Harrison. You know what I'm saying? Trying to make Tony Harrison fight faster than what he normally do. That's a hell of a fight. Hell of a fight. I hope it happens. You know what I'm saying? All right, one more fight they got announced. So JoJo Diaz versus Williams Zepeda. I love this fight. This November 5th. That's a hell of a day too, November 5th. But JoJo Diaz, this is a good fight for him. You know what I'm saying? This lets you know he ain't worried about no smoke. He always accepts smoke. It's two southpaws going at it. Williams Zepeda is an aggressive, come forward, solid guy. I thought he didn't look too good in his last two fights. I have to say that. Rene Alvarado was touching him up. That's a fight that JoJo beat with ease. I guess they say what they say. I forgot what they say. Triangle theories don't work, man. Shit, I don't even know what that. Somebody gotta explain that to me. Triangle theories in boxing, but JoJo had a better time with Alvarado than Williams Zepeda, and then he had another fight this year where he got dropped. He didn't look good against a guy that was a journeyman opponent. Zepeda didn't look good. So we're gonna see. JoJo is a crafty veteran, like to find on the inside. Can't box though. I think in this fight he have to use his legs just a little bit more. He don't gotta be running, but use his legs. He can kind of set some traps for Zepeda because I think if he's sitting down with Zepeda, is a back and forth in the pocket type of fight. I'm leaning towards Zepeda if he's gonna fight that style. But with JoJo, that has shown a great chin, if he can use his boxing ability, because that's what JoJo used to be, a boxer coming out the Olympics and the amateur pedigree. He used to be a boxer. Now I guess he wanna walk guys down and beat them up. So yeah, we'll see. But this is a hell of a fight, though. You know what I'm saying? So make sure you guys mark down your calendars. I like it though. This on Golden Boy. Somebody said earlier they don't like how Golden Boy moving their fighters. My man King Mitch said that they moving Zepeda real nice, giving him this fight. And JoJo Diaz. JoJo Diaz got Garrett Russell. He got Devin Haney. He got some big fights. Tevin Farmer. So yeah, they moving JoJo pretty good. You know what I'm saying? So we'll see. He said this is a good fight. Yeah, I like this fight. A real good fight. I like it. All right, so my last one. So, this has been a year since this shit right here happened. You know what I'm saying? Some people say it's the robbery of the century type shit. Michael Fox versus Gabriel Magistri. It was last year, August 7th, 2021, Minnesota. That was the scene of the crime. There was a lot of shit going on that night. Gabriel Magistri had to take his gloves off. Well, let me go back a little bit. We're going to get to that. Let me go back. So Gabriel Magistri was like 3-0 at the time, 4-0. He was a Venezuelan Olympian, so he got ties to the WBA. He even fought on some WBA shows, sanctioned cards down in Venezuela. So he was picked. He was the guy. This is for the WBC interim title. So they wanted him to win, it looked like, you know what I'm saying, which came to pass. So going into this fight, everything was stacked against Michael Fox. He probably didn't even know it at the time. So get to the fight in the ring, they had to take off my man's gloves because he was stacking the gloves. So basically, it's an illegal trick where you're pulling down the gloves so you can get to the knuckles. The knuckles can be more prevalent. You know what I'm saying? So that's illegal. You know what I'm saying? Michael Fox Pops caught that. So they had to. That was before the fight started. Then when the fight started, it was a masterclass. The best I've seen Michael Fox. He always have up and down fights. He was on his shit. He dropped my man in the second round. He was cruising. I left, came back. I already had look after like the seventh round, it was looking the same way. I left, got something to eat, came back, it was like the 10th round. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, shit, he got this. This is in cruise control, bro. I'm talking shit, talk. You know what I'm saying? I'm not even paying attention because it's a done deal. He won the first 7 rounds to me. Man, the dude got robbed. You know what I'm saying? It was a unanimous decision for Gabriel Maestre. So we knew that was a robbery. It was crazy in itself. Then we found out that they had a racist judge. They went and pulled up her tweets. So that's what happens in boxing. When shit happened, we started to go dig into your background. We found out the Russian, not she ain't Russian, but the referee, she's a WBA official. We find out that she was a racist judge. She racist. She was on the internet calling Michelle Obama monkeys and telling LeBron he's stupid. All he know how to do is play basketball, that type shit. So, it didn't look right. You know what I'm saying? So how you can't justify that scorecard saying, you're a racist, you're making racist comments on the internet and you judging a black fighter, which he clearly dominated. You know what I'm saying? He clearly dominated that fight. So it's a lot of turmoil. So like I said, the WBA interim was on the line. So this was the big ass avalanche of bullshit that started coming down. Because we know how the WBA can be, corrupt and shit like that. So then they want to change everything. No more interim titles. You know what I'm saying? They reordered this fight, but Michael Fox is like, why fight him? And why even take a fight with him and I dominate it? It don't make no sense. So they got rid of all the interim titles and they vowed to make one champion and one WBA champion in every division. It used to be as many as 4 if you count the gold title. So they've been trying to do it. So it's a couple of divisions that need consolidation, but it's just a big old hailstorm with the WBA. You know what I'm saying? So they was getting threatened that the government was going to tap in with their business practices and shit, and they won't be able to operate in the U.S. So, you know what I'm saying? What they do? They based in Houston, Texas. You know what I'm saying? It's still drama coming out about them with the Greg Cohen situation where he's saying it's a third party paying for rankings and shit. We knew this as boxing fans, but hear that shit come out, it's like, wow. So it's crazy. So it's a year. This shit happened a year ago. Since then, Michael Fox haven't had a fight. You know what I'm saying? He haven't fought since. Is he blackballed from the sport of boxing? I know he's been doing commentating, little local shows in Philly. You know what I'm saying? I asked him behind the scenes one time, hey, yo, why you can't fight on your promoter's local show? He said something about maybe he said like it's not enough money for him to fight on those local shows. Or they don't have enough money for him to fight. So I don't know. I want to see him back in the ring. And to me, it gotta be something going on with that. He haven't fought in a year, bro. And that was his best performance. You know what I'm saying? Maestre on the other end, he fights his next fight was a WBA title eliminator. You know what I'm saying? It's crazy. He fights Taraz. I can't pronounce his last name. Selishuk, the guy from Ukraine. He fight Taraz, fought to a draw. It was a pretty good fight. The scores was right. It wasn't no robbery. You know what I'm saying? So one guy, you know what I'm saying, get dominated. He had everything in his favor. You know what I'm saying? The gloves, he was trying to cheat with the gloves. You had to call it like that. He had the judges. He had everything, the sanctioned body in his favor. Even Minnesota, they had some drama going on with the arena. All that shit was in his favor, right? And then he get a fight. But the guy that dominated the cheater or the guy who's getting all these favors, right? He ain't had a fight since. You feel me? Yo, boxing is crazy, bro. So it's just wild how shit happens. And I asked him today, Michael Fox, like his promoter is King's Promotion, Marshall Kaufman. So he's working with Marlon Esparza. So I was like, yo, since he's like he's in good with Golden Boy, why can't you get a fight with either Alexis Rocha or Virgil Ortiz? And he was like, they turned down Virgil Ortiz turned him down for 2020 when he fought Samuel Vargas. So I don't know. I don't know what's going on. I don't know. You feel me? But it's crazy because that shit right there basically started a lot of shit that's going on in the sport of boxing right now that they still haven't fixed. We still gotta fix these scoring, you know what I'm saying, these judges. The way you guys go on BoxRec and criticize these guys' resumes, I rarely see anybody going on BoxRec and criticizing these judges' resume on how they be scoring these fights. You feel me? But we be on the uproar, but we only be on the uproar when something happens. We should be on if we're gonna be on the uproar, before the fight. When you get the when Jimmy Lennon is reading off the judges for a certain fight and you hit one that got a red flag by it, shit, they'll alert everybody in the community if that's what you're trying to do. I ain't saying be no police. I'm just saying, I'm saying some people they cry wolf when shit happens, but they don't cry wolf before it happens. I'm just saying. That's just for those who do that. So it's crazy though. It's crazy. My man ain't had a fight since. Zepeda is tough as nails. I'm not convinced of JoJo at 35, but we'll see. Yeah, we'll see. Yeah. JoJo not punching. That's gonna be a problem. He said this is a dangerous fight for both. He said, oh nah. So yeah, it's crazy, bro. You know what I'm saying? But while we here though, before I close it out, let's take a look at these cards, the scorecards for this fight. Let's take a look at it. My man JC in the building. What's good with you, bro? So like I said, if anybody out here that wanna look at these guys, resumes and scorecards, all you gotta do is Google that shit. It's right there for y'all. So this it right here. So the first judge is David Singh. He scored the fight 114-113 for Gabriel Maestre. So basically, he had a 7 rounds to 5 for Maestre, 1 point taken off for the second round knockdown. So that's a crazy scorecard too, even though it was closer than the other two. Now, since this fight, he still judges fights, but he do it in Panama. Now, anybody follow the WBA, they know the Panama had headquarters. They know the WBA had their headquarters in Panama. So, we put 2 and 2 together, bro. We good with that one. And he didn't get suspended. He had a fight in Panama the week right after this fight. And he been judging ever since. He been judging in Panama. He haven't judged in the United States, but he still got his job and shit. So he said, chilling, homie. Finally catch you live, man. I appreciate you, bro. Then you got the second one, Gloria Martinez. And this is the racist judge, Rizzo, right? So she scored the fight, 117-110 for Gabriel Maestre. So she scored the shit. Hold on. She had the 10 rounds to 2 for Maestre. Man, that dude probably ain't fought more than 10 rounds before this fight. And she gave him 10 rounds. Remember, he came into the fight he was like 3-0, 4-0. He ain't even fight 10 rounds. His whole, before he even fought Michael Fox, but she gave him 10 rounds. It's crazy. So since then, the WBA supposedly suspended her. She came back and started judging in February. So mind you, a racist judge, she got like 6 months suspension. I don't know what it was. She was judging before Michael Fox had a fight. You feel me? That shit don't make no sense. She corrupt. Michael Fox ain't corrupt. Maybe that jab was corrupt for Maestre. Maybe they're looking at it like that. Oh yeah, okay, I got it. Now I see what's going on. Yeah, bro, it's crazy, man. So she back in action, back to her JO, and Michael Fox can't get a fight. That's crazy. All right, so to the last one, John Mariano. He scored the fight 115-112 to Maestre. He gave Maestre 8 rounds, Michael Fox 4 rounds. Now he's still working. He works in the Midwest. You know what I'm saying? He just recently judged a fight. I forgot what I seen him the other day. He judged a fight. No, he had the fight with Gabe Flores and Cabrera. The fight that Cabrera was knocking him down left and right 3. I think he knocked him down 3 times. He had that fight just like I scored it. I think it was 98, 89. That's how I had it. I had it like that too. So, but he haven't missed the beat. He's still working. Like nothing happened, willy nilly, just working. Like he ain't get no type of sanctions, and he's based in the Midwest. I think he's a Minnesota judge, but he can do fights in the Midwest. And you know, sometimes Shobox have cards in South Dakota. So I think he did a Shobox card. Giovanni Marquez. He can do fights in the Midwest and stuff like that. So these guys basically nothing happened to him. Nothing happened to him. But Buddy came and get a fight. You see how shit work in boxing? It's crazy. He said no real consequences with these corrupt judges. Nothing. Nothing. Nothing happened to him. Nothing happened to him. It's a shame. It's been a year, bro. Dude ain't got a fight. Like even getting robbed. Okay, off the basis of this, like yeah, it's disgraceful. Yeah, it's crazy. Just off the fact that he dominated this guy and he got robbed. So everybody, the whole boxing community took his side. Nobody was even, they didn't say, nobody, I never heard anybody say Maestre won that fight or it was a close fight. None of that shit. It was 11 rounds to 1, 10 rounds to 2 at the most, right? At the least or at the most, however you want to put it. It was dominant. It was whitewashed. So this guy, his promoter, or whoever working with him, PBC, whoever, because he was basically Michael Fox for the PBC while the bubble shit was happening. He was a stand-in opponent, him and his brother, Alantez. So they would be always ready to fight. So maybe they'll get a late replacement call. Are you ready? You ready? Okay, come on. So him dominating this fight and getting all the backlash and getting the fanfare from this, nobody capitalized on this shit. Like, bro, we're going to give you a fight, bro. I don't care if it's on FS1 or off TV. We're gonna get you something. So that leads me to believe that Buddy is blackballed. Now I know after the fight he went on like a little car wash, meaning he went to everybody's channel and did a lot of interviews and shit. I don't know if that ruffles some feathers. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? His promoter is Marshall Kaufman. I mean, I don't know. Marshall Kaufman is like he could supply fighters for the PBC. You know what I'm saying? So I don't understand how Michael Fox can't get a fight in that welterweight division where they have welterweights. I don't know. Something don't seem right to me. He said terrible. Boxing corruption at its highest level. Yeah, that shit was crazy. So yeah. So that's what it is though. Just had to revisit that real quick. You know what I'm saying? So yeah. So that's what it is for me. But I want to salute everybody. Yeah, I talked about that one too. The dirty gloves, bro. Yep. Yep. Hold on, where you at? The dirty gloves. I talked about that one. When they try to skin the gloves and shit. Yeah, they try to skin the gloves and then his pops caught it. Yeah, it's crazy. But yeah, I want to salute everybody coming through. You know what I'm saying? I appreciate it. I'm gonna drop some timestamps in the description box. So if you guys want to go back and take whatever, feel free to tap in. It's all good. If you guys want to follow me on my social media, you can hit me up on Twitter at OverJ, Instagram LDoesBoxing. Ask any questions behind the scenes. It's all good. You already know I answer your questions. I get back to you. Links, whatever, fight dates. I got you covered. He said we gotta do something about these judges. There was some female judges scoring. Yeah, it's some bad scoring. Yeah, I remember that. I forgot her name. Rodan. I forgot her name. Yeah, that was crazy. Yeah, that was crazy. He said for sure. Yeah, that was crazy. Yeah, they scored at a draw. I had Danny 9 rounds to 3, but I don't know. But yeah, salute to everybody coming through. That's my time, and I'm out.